Hello everyone and welcome to Constant Lab. As we all know, we are working on Docker series where we have covered Docker basic commands and Docker basic components like images and containers and a few commands to run those images and containers. Now in this video, we will cover two commands which are Docker kill and Docker execute. First, I will demonstrate about Docker kill. Docker kill command is also similar to Docker stop command. The only difference is Docker stop command will not shut down all the executions immediately and kill the session and kill the Docker container. Whereas doc, Docker kill will do this. Docker stop will not do this. Docker stop will take its own time to stop it. Now, let me show how many images we have. We have only one image, which is MySQL image. And also we will see how many containers we have. We have one container running in my machine. To demonstrate the kill command, I will just run one more Docker container with name Docker container 2. Okay. I think the Docker container 2 is also being used somewhere. So I will just make it Docker container, MySQL container 3. Now let me do Docker PS again. As you can see, there are two containers running. As you can see here, we have only two containers running. But why it is giving error? Like MySQL container 2 is already in use. So even though the container is in stopped mode or killed mode, but it is there somewhere. How to know that? Docker ps-a, as we already learned it. As you can see, this will give the exited or dead containers as well. For example, MySQL container 2 is already here and it is in exited mode. So that's why it is not allowing me to create the container again. So how can we fix this? We can just use Docker rm and this container ID of Docker container MySQL container 2, which is mm, this one. Yes. Let me clean the screen. Now let me show you if the Docker container 2 is there or not. See, it is not there. And again, if I try to run this MySQL container 2 command for to run this Docker container, it will run again. As you can see, if I can show you now, Docker container MySQL container 2 is also running now. So let me clean this. Now we have learned Docker kill command. We will learn more about this once we start executing the commands. Now the important part of this video is Docker execute command. Now, as we know, we are working on the MySQL container and MySQL is a database. For instance, you want to perform any database activity, and if you want to work with the database using command prompt, and when the MySQL database is running on a container, you have to use Docker exec command, not only for the database, any container. If you want to execute anything, perform anything, add a file, or anything you want to do inside the container, you can use the Docker exec command. If you can go to MySQL page of the Docker Hub, you can also see they have also provided us some command to run it, which is this one. I will just copy this and paste it here, and I'll just remove the dollar symbol. And here is the exec command, and -it is the flag to make it interactive. I will give the name of the container, MySQL container. Now, let me run this. Now I have entered into the container. So it's kind of I have logged in into a Linux machine. Okay. So, or any Unix machine or so I think Docker has central OS or some OS inside it. So now, as you know, using the command prompt, you can connect to MySQL with a command called MySQL -u. Then I have to give the username, then -p, then I have to do the password. That's all. Enter. As you can see, I have logged into MySQL with the root user. So now, for example, I want to check how many databases are there. I can see that. If I want to create a schema, I can create. I have already created one first schema, so I will create one more schema. Create schema, second schema. Okay. If I do the show databases again, it will give me the second schema as well. I can create table also inside the second schema or whichever schema we want. Employee with empid integer employee name where 45. So table got created. I can insert records in the table employee 1 comma employee 1. Now I can read them. Second schema dot employee. So all these database operations we can do. And if I want to just exit from the MySQL, I can just give exit. So now it got logged out of the MySQL, but it is still inside the container. So you can do any. Let me do ls FNLTR. As you can see, now we are inside the container. It is showing me the what and all users and files it already had inside it. So again, if I just exit, it will come out of the container as well. So this is how we use execute command. Not only for MySQL, any container you can use execute command to go inside the container, and if you want to perform any operation or execution, you can do. Hope you like the video. If you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.